Hi everybody, Mike from LA1 here. Now, we're going to continue the motorsport stuff in just a few minutes, but I'm going to take a little bit of time because recently I've been thinking about potentially heading to Europe. Not only visiting some of the theme parks, but check out some football matches down the line. So, what I did was I combined the top 10 teams I would like to see a game in their home ground outside of the Premier League. The Premier League and the lower divisions of English football will be covered in two separate videos that will follow this one. So, we're going to start things off at number 10. Okay, this is sort of technically cheating, but we're actually going to be first stop, my number 10. It's actually in Scotland. And honestly, I know some people are going to say this might be a little low for this club, but honestly, given the history of this club, I know a lot of people are going to say this is kind of low, but at number 10, I got Ibrox with Rangers. I mean, given the similarities between... I mean, seriously, look at the badges between... Very similar, minus that lines in the totally different way. I wonder they call them the circle spats, but yeah. Yeah, Rangers at 10. And number 9, we're going to be staying in Scotland. And if you're going to talk about the Rangers, you got to put Celtic Park. And this will be the first of 3 clubs, spoiler alert, that uses the song You'll Never Walk Alone that appeared on this list. Now, the reason why I put this one above Rangers, not just because of You'll Never Walk Alone, but also getting a chance to explore their respective cities, which is why I put these two together at 9 and 10 respectively. And plus, come on. And plus, this gives me a chance to pick up their shirts because, honestly, some of the stores that I've seen in Southern California, for some reason, don't have Celtic and Rangers, and yet they have the Premier League up the wazoo. Okay, at number 8, we're going to Sweden. And this was a club I brought up in FIFA 20, Malmo. Now, the reason why Malmo is pretty low is because obviously they play their games in the summer for obvious reasons. Because most of their stadiums, from what I understand, are outside and they don't have indoors. So, yeah. And plus, I get to explore Stockholm, Gothenburg, Kolmarden, and everything. So, yeah, Malmo at 8. And at 7, we have a bit of a vast departure. We're going to be heading to France. The Ligue 2. For obviously probably one of the bigger controversial choices. That, of course, being, if I can find it, Bordeaux. And this will not be the only French team on this list. In fact, a team that nearly got Bordeaux is kind of interesting considering the ultra section I'm really curious about, but honestly, I was debating either with Bordeaux or Grenoble, but honestly, it was too close to call, so I just flipped a coin and Bordeaux actually got on the list. At number 7, we're going to Ligue 1 for AS Monaco. And considering this is part of the Principality of Monaco, This makes it a special distinction because this is actually quite a nice area at Monte Carlo, and plus it'll be a good place for me to go, especially when the Monaco Grand Prix is in town. So yeah, number 7, AS Monaco. And at number 6, we're going to Germany with FC Köln, otherwise known as Cologne. I mean, get a chance to get to the beer garden and get a chance to learn the history of the club. And plus, this is the closest stop to Phantasialand if you want to fly in there directly. And not to mention, it's not that far from a certain yellow wall, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Spoiler, are on the list. All that good stuff. So yeah, FC Köln at number 6. At number 5, halfway, we're heading to Italy. And this one is a Serie A. This one's kind of a tie because they share the same stadium. Of course, it is Inter Milan and AC Milan. Getting a chance to explore my ancestral home. Yes, I am Italian, for those of you who don't know. And plus, 2 of arguably the best kits, home kits in Serie A. I mean, come on, you do not mess with those kits. You can experiment with the away and third kits, but the home kits, you do not mess with. And at number 4, we're staying in Italy in Serie A. The other team in the equation is Serie A, Juventus. Coming! I mean, what else can I say about Juventus? Oh, this is another team you cannot, home kits you cannot mess with. You can experiment with the other 2, but you cannot screw up the Juventus colors at number 4. And at number 3 is a team that I discovered by freak accident in FIFA 19. We're going to the Netherlands, and of course, it is Ajax. Or otherwise known as AFC Ajax Amsterdam. I mean, what else is there to be said? They have quality football, and not to mention, if you ask me personally, these are 2 of my favorite kits of European football. So good, in fact, I actually, just a few days ago, I ended up ordering both the home and the away shirts. No, I'm actually dead freaking serious. I actually did order this. They are that good. And not to lie, I actually want to visit the Netherlands in general. Not just Ajax, but an honorable mention going to Eindhoven and Rotterdam. ESV. I mean, although there's a derby I want to see, the Rotterdam Derby. But unfortunately, the entire Dutch league could be an honorable mention, but I had to include one, and I have to put Ajax on here. Okay, and at number 2, we're heading to Spain. And I think you pretty much know where this is going. That, of course, is the home of Real Madrid. Now, I know people are going to say, why didn't you put Barcelona in? Well, here's the thing. The camp where Barcelona play is going under a massive renovation. But however, once those renovations are complete, I'm booking a flight to Barcelona ASAP. But honestly, again, this is the same case as Amsterdam. The kits are iconic. They barely put out a shirt that's awful. Okay, except for the third kits. And honestly, the culture of Madrid, how can you go wrong? But, of course, they had a pretty solid showing in the Champions League, unlike the team at number 1. We're heading back to Dutchland, and I did mention You'll Never Walk Alone. And outside of Liverpool, there's one team that deserves the #1 slot. That, of course, is Borussia Dortmund. Do I even have to say much about this team? The yellow wall, the You'll Never Walk Alone, the fantastic arena. And in fact, if it wasn't for Cologne, it was a toss-up between Dortmund and Munich. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, this was so tough to put 10 teams together. I know someone's going to say even top 15 would have been extremely difficult. But yeah, I mean, come on. You got Munich, but you got Salaki, you got Frankfurt, Berlin, both Berlin, Leverkusen, and that's not even getting into second Bundesliga. You got Dusseldorf, the team I choose in Football Manager. You got Fürth, you got Hamburger, you got Hanover, you got Heidenheim. I mean, look at this. This would have been Sandhausen. Even thirdly, you have Munich. Like, seriously, these guys put the teams in the U.S. to shame. So yeah, Borussia Dortmund, my #1 pick. Stadium I want to visit in Europe. Yeah, this was easily a really hard list to decide. In fact, if you got that list was hard, the England one, I had such a hard time, I ended up combining them into 2 lists. And you'll be seeing the first one of the top 10 Premier League clubs, which will include the newly promoted clubs as well. We're going to get to that in the next video.